What's up? What's up? Got some stuff to do, but first I gotta clean up my room. So y'all hang out with me while I clean up my room, and I'm drop some jewels from a discussion I had. All right, so roll with me. All right, just roll with me, okay? So me and the old lady she was telling me that she watched this video about houses in Detroit being for cheap, right? She asked a really good question on why do black people wait for white people to come and gentrify the neighborhood instead of black people fixing up the neighborhood, cleaning up the neighborhood, etc., right? So she was just basically like, why does that have to be gentrified? All right. So if you don't know what gentrification is, that's where usually, in layman's term, easy way to explain it, white people with a bunch of money come into a low income area and they buy all the property up because it's cheap. And they come in and they build it up, and the houses or the warehouses or whatever it is, they buy it, and then the value goes up because they have added value into it by fixing it up, okay? So she had asked me, why do I think this, right? She asked me, why do I think? Well, I say, first of all, there's a ton of shit. There's a ton of reasons. Hey. There's a ton of reasons why. All right, but I say, sir. All right. It's a bunch of reasons. One main reason, in my opinion, okay, is that black people have a unified thought that we can't come together. We have unified thinking of basically negative shit, right? Low vibration thoughts. I think that's like one of the biggest problems amongst other issues. But if it's a collective thinking that we can't come together, it's a collective thinking that we can't do better, there's a collective thinking that we have to be gangsters, hoes, there's collective negative sound waves that we're listening to, right? So get out of the camera. People gonna be laughing at you and not listen to what I'm saying. Get out of here. Go. They're not gonna be if the thinking is universal, right? It's a frequency, right? And I think this is something that people don't understand, but really black people don't understand. Like our minds is like a real frequency, right? So even though like my partner, Sloan, my real good friend, man, Sloan, and my other partner, Bell, you know, the like-minded men, even though we not in the same state as cities, right? We have a frequency of thinking and operating as black men, and we want to do better, right? So in that frequency, we are, so we done went from running the streets, typical old frequencies. We changed our frequency, and we are now tapping in and being able to hear other people like without talking. So like, I'm trying to give an example. These men, they are doing their thing in their own world, right? And we don't talk every day. Probably talk to them at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? If I talk to them twice a month, that's pretty active, right? However, without talking and knowing what each other are doing, we are in the frequency of learning, right? So even though we don't talk as much, I can get on the phone and I can call either one of them, and we can have a discussion about something we didn't even know that we both were in tune on, right? I hope this makes sense. And then at the same time too, we can mention something, and the other one be like, or both parties could be like, yeah, I heard of it, but I'm not well in tune of it, right? Perfect example, the Scammer song, right? I guarantee you right now, I can call these men, and they cannot sing the song. They know that the song is out there. They heard it, but they're not in tune to the lyrics. And it's a great chance, I don't know for sure, but it's a great chance that they're not in support of that song because of the understanding of the frequency. at the same time too, after we had that discussion and we go on to another topic about something positive, development, emotions as men, or things that go on as black men, right? As good career men and good men, right? There's going to be a lot of relatability immediately when we get into this subject. All right, I hope this makes sense. All right, so the thing about that, Mozzie, sir, get out of here. Go to your room. Go to your room. Bye bye. I'll call you when I'm done. Okay. See you later. Dad. Yes. All right. So the thing about that is, I'm gonna go back to the lady, the video. So this lady, that so the old lady was watching that video, right? This lady, she's out of Detroit, and if you know, Detroit got a bunch of properties, got a bunch of empty houses for cheap. Okay, so she was basically saying like, they gonna come in, the young people are gonna come in, and they're gonna buy the property for cheap because they want to be in the cities. Things are changing. The economy is changing. Every time the economy changes, I don't want to say just white people, but people that understand the economy, they change with the economy, right? They pivot their life based on trying to save money, time, resources, right? All these things matter. So they're going to change the pivot and go into a cheaper environment, a cheaper place, where they don't have to spend much time commuting to work, right? This stuff, this is like this that upper echelon shit right here, right? So that's why they go in and buy all the property for cheap. But usually what happens is all the property that's usually cheap is occupied by low income people. And if you can read through the lines of what I'm saying, we all know who the low income people is, right? Well, all my scamming ass. Now, let's talk about why this shit, the scamming song is really not a high vibration song. Even though it's a good catchy song and it's number one on the charts and all that stuff, and like people are eating off it, it's still negative. The reason why is because, go back to my example where most of the people that think about the economy and things of that nature, right? And their resources and stuff like that. Well, what happens is, in the communities where they go and buy it up, these people are usually scamming or doing crimes. When they get caught, they get hit with lengthy times, right? So let's just say you got a black woman or a black dad or married couple that bought their house back in the day. House is worth $60,000, right? Well, their son, right, grandson, goes out, does crime, gets a long sentence, right? Sometimes, depending on the parents, they might put that house up for sale, or they might, pay the lawyer fees to get that individual out, and then come to find out he ain't getting that. So they in all hardships, or they get sick, or like it's a plethora of reasons why a owner, a married couple, or a single person that has a home that's worth $60,000 run into hardship. There's plenty of reasons, right? But these are mostly the issues that are happening in low income areas because they don't take care of themselves well, or they're not financially smart in low income areas. Okay, so the son, the daughter, the grandson, the granddaughter goes out, does a crime, gets hit with 20, 15, 10 years, right? In that time, they basically stagnate. You know what I mean? Are dormant. Their thought process is dormant, so they're not really learning in those 10 years, and they're incarcerated. They're just trying to focus on getting out. Some people take advantage of it. I'm not saying all. Some people take advantage of these opportunities. So in that time goes by, they don't have a career. They don't have a job that can afford to pay certain things, right? They don't understand the upkeep of a home. The roof goes bad, the plumbing goes bad, and all this stuff starts mounting up. And then it comes to a point where they just lose the house, whatever reasons, right? It's plenty of reasons why you can lose a home. But I'm just giving a, this is what I've been thinking about. It's a conversation I had about that. But that goes back to the thought process, the frequency. If we as a people think that we can't do anything but scam and go to jail, be in and out of jail, then that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? We run into this cycle. We're not doing anything. So then people that have the money, sometimes I don't, sometimes gentrification don't have to necessarily be a racist thing. Sometimes it's just opportunity. People have the finances. People, like I said, it might be some white young kid that he learned his, whatever the case may be. He might came across some money, and he don't want to stay out in the suburbs. He want to come in the city. It's easy for him to go to a predominantly black area, buy a home. They're not afraid to live in the communities, in the black communities no more. They're not necessarily afraid of crime, right? So it's cheaper for him to go buy that home for $60,000 when his income is almost $160,000 a year. He buys the home, he owns the home outright. He takes his time in the next 5 years and fix up the home. In them 5 years, he's saving money because he doesn't have to commute an hour to come to the city, or 40 minutes or 30 minutes to the city. Now he's saving money across the board. He's saving money and time on his travel. He's his $60,000 investment is going to triple. You know what I'm saying, in time. And if he's like at the age of 20, by the time he's 30 in 10 years, he can, you know what I'm saying, if and when the economy changes, if he or she decides to stay in that area, they can, right? So that's how that works, right? It's just, you know what I mean. That's high level thinking. That's education. That's knowledge. That's good shit. But like I was saying, like the problem is we operate at a very low frequency, and we're all collectively saying we can't come together. Black people ain't gonna do right. Every negative thought that we could think of other people, um, you know what I'm saying, we are putting it on ourselves. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to wrap this up real quick. Now this is the part that be getting me, right? As a black community, and from a people that would say black people ain't gonna do right, black people can't come together, or we think very low of black people as a collective, and those same black people will get up at any point where they want to go out. It's a nice sunny day. The weather's nice. We would get dressed. We look good. We work out, right? We handsome. We're good looking. We're beautiful. We're gorgeous. We're attractive, and we think everything positive of ourselves, and fail to understand that when we say black people are never gonna do that, you just included your beautiful, handsome, smart, intelligent self into the collective thinking. And it's very interesting that people will say, "Oh, well, I'm exempt because X Y Z," or whatever the case may be. But like think about that for a second, right? Everybody that says all black people can't come together, but if you pull them to the side as an individual, they will say they would think and speak highly of themselves, right? And that's what I'm saying. The frequency is like off. Like as a collective, we can't think collectively that we can't go from an individual. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm gorgeous. I'm intelligent. I'm a hustler. I'm everything, right? We all individually think this, and even if it's just you and your partner, you and your spouse, right? That's two people, right? But when we get outside and start trying to come together and think collectively, it immediately that smart and good looking and gorgeous and all that shit gets dropped to the wayside. Good morning, babe. All that gets dropped to the to the to the wayside, and then it's we can't come together. We can't do this, right? So I hope that makes sense. Like again, think about it. If individually, if you look in the mirror and you're vain, you really open, and people tell you you're handsome, you fine, you gorgeous on the internet and all that, right? All that shit, they tell you this stuff. But if you when it's time to talk about getting with black people, immediately there's a negative, ugly vibe. Like, what does that really say about you, really? Eternally. Internally. On the outside, you have created this look of yourself to be attractive, to look away, to sound educated, but collectively as a group, you think ugly or negative of yourself and your people. Comment below. Let me know what you think, man.